In August of 2016, I was hit by a Prius on my bike going 45 miles an hour in South San Francisco. I skipped like a frisbee across the asphalt for about 50 yards until I came to a stop just in time to see the taillights of the car that hit me light up, wait till I started moving, and then drive off into the fog. I was in the bike lane. I had flashing lights on my seat post. I was wearing a helmet with reflective tape on it. Didn't make a difference. I still ended up with a hole in my scapula down to the bone, and I still ended up with gravel that's still in my hip that looks like a tattoo in the early stages of tattoo removal. The first person I called was my boss to let him know that I was going to be late for our 9:30 a.m. stand-up, and he suggested that I should take the day off. So I took the day off. Then I called the cops, who arrived in minutes but were pretty useless. In their defense, they were totally candid about this. They let me know that looking for a random gray hybrid in the Bay Area was like looking for a speck of glitter on the beach. They let me know that they couldn't drive me to the hospital, which was about 3.5 miles away for liability reasons, but they could call me an ambulance. However, they recommended that I just take an Uber, which I did after being wrapped up in several of those thermal foil blankets that they give people at the end of marathons so I wouldn't bleed all over the back seat. I was almost naked as the wreck disintegrated much of my spandex bike kit. In fact, the only thing that saved me from needing skin grafts was the Patagonia backpack I had that was carrying my clothes and my work laptop. I apologized to the driver profusely for the shape I was in, and I remember being really concerned that this would affect my passenger rating on the app. I'm not sure if tipping drivers was actually a thing back then. The sound of my cycling shoes echoing through the empty ER caught the receptionist's attention, but the fact that I looked like I was a cast member from The Walking Dead definitely held it. My care was very fast and uncomfortable. They cleaned my wounds, put me through several cognitive tests that gave me a lot of information that I totally could not remember given the state that I was in. My girlfriend came and she brought me clean clothes and she took me home. That was kind of it. One helpful thing that the cops did do was hold on to what was left of my bike for me. Though they did store it outside, my Garmin was still completely functional and intact. So I was able to upload the activity to Strava, which felt really, really important because that activity was the only thing that really remained of the incident. Outside of the scars and the tattered kit, it was the only proof that any of this actually happened. Had a few variables just been a few degrees to the left or to the right, I could have died. And yet there was no evidence of any of it. Not by accident, rather by design. No one was held accountable. Perhaps even worse, there was no attempt to even try to hold someone accountable. Perhaps the harshest part of all of this is that I was lucky. I walked away with some major injuries and some PTSD, but I walked away. In 2023, 17-year-old Magnus White was struck and killed by a reckless driver on his way home from a training ride just a few miles from his home. He was just a kid doing the thing that he loved, something that we can all agree is a right that kids should be entitled to do without losing their life. Yet every 10 minutes, someone dies because of traffic violence in America. Every 83 minutes, a car kills someone who is not in a car. Magnus's parents mobilized through their grief, and they formed the White Line Foundation with a sole mission of ending road deaths and creating safer streets for everyone, cyclists, pedestrians, and other drivers alike. And they reached out to me to share my story so that more people would know that they are trying to make the world a safer place. As a father who's trying to teach my own son how to ride a bike, I agreed, because what happened to me is something that they should never have to consider when they go out for a ride. To learn more about the White Line Foundation, go to thewhiteline.org or just check out the link below. Be safe out there.